There was a time when kids obeyed their parents. Now, parents obey their kids.
Coming up, the common sense and wit of Christian psychologist Dr. Kevin Leman.
Okay. Now, are you serious? Have a new kid by Friday, or is this just cute
James,
stuff?
I got to tell you the truth.
All right.
It's a scam. It's a scam. You could have a new kid by Wednesday.
Have a new kid by Friday. Next.
Excuse me, I'm looking at the title of the book. By the way, I'm James Robinson. Betty and I welcome you to life today, but I'm looking at the title of this book, and it's by Dr. Kevin Leman, and he's been here a lot. He thinks this is his show, and we just pay for the airtime. He drops in whenever he wants to talk about something, but we love him. But here's a book. Now, understand our children are grown, and we just thank God they, really are just incredible kids. But they got children. And we have 11 grandchildren. And here he has a book, Have a New Kid by Friday. Now, I don't mean this to be any reference to our grandkids, but you're thinking, would our kids ever want any help with the kids in any way? Would anybody want any help with the kids? And whenever I go to the grocery store and I see somebody with their kids, I think, dear God, these people need help with their kids. It's just unbelievable. He says, How to Have a New Kid by Friday. And it's a bestseller. I want you to welcome Kevin Leman because I'm anxious to hear him talk about this.
Hey,
Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, great to be here. Thank you.
Good to see you. I will, just so people will know it's really you. I'm going to have them get a close-up of your socks right down here on the floor.
No.
And let me just compliment you because I saw you on a show the other day. And so help me God, you had on a pair of socks, didn't match anything. At least this is close.
Right.
These match something, right?
Yeah, I never try to match anything. This was just lucky tonight.
Yeah, I was lucky. But you had it looked like somebody's vegetable soup had just spilled all over me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a thing on you had anywhere close to anything on the socks.
No.
Doesn't matter?
No, I got enough self-esteem to deal with that. My kids always say, "You're not going out dressed like that, are you, Dad?" I go, "Yeah, this is it."
Where do you find these crazy socks? Is it a circus deal or what?
I hunt for them. I actually hunt for them. But I threw away all normal socks. I decided years ago that God really did make us uniquely different, and that's my thing, is weird socks.
Okay. Now let's talk about this. By the way, you have another book. Now, I want to tell everybody it's out here because it's a bestseller and it's exciting. And I understand some of the largest churches in America have had you in to teach this, and it just excites and thrills everybody. It's called Turn Up the Heat.
Well,
now,
yeah.
what are you referencing when you talk about Turn Up the Heat?
Well, this is about sexual intimacy in marriage. It's, you walk into a bookstore and you can find all kinds of books on sex. They perverted sex in every way, shape, and form. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to write a book for couples? Mm-hmm. These are people who are married.
Yeah.
If God is the great giver of all gifts and sex is a great gift, why not write about it? And so it's a very blunt, this is the kind of book that if you have questions about sex, the kind of questions you wouldn't want to ask your pastor,
right.
You read Turn Up
Just
the
ask a guy that wears socks like you and you'll answer.
That's right.
Exactly? Let's talk about the children's book. Okay. Now, are you serious? Have a new kid by Friday, or is this just cute
James,
stuff?
I got to tell you the truth.
All right.
It's a scam. It's a scam. You could have a new kid by Wednesday. It doesn't take 5 days to turn a kid's attitude or behavior around. I've said many times that parenthood isn't easy, but it's simple. And what amazes me today is Americans and Canadians in particular. Take note, there was a time when kids obeyed their parents. Now, parents obey their kids.
That's true.
It's crazy what's happening.
Yeah, it is.
So this book is not rocket science, but this book says, hey, parents, you just stand up and be the parent. You can't bring up little Fletcher to feel like he's the center of the universe. And that's what most parents do. Christian parents do this. And whatever little accomplishment the child makes, they make it the big, huge thing. And if you bring up your kid to feel like they're the center of the universe, somebody step up to the plate and tell me where's the room for Almighty God in a kid's life. There's no room for God.
What age kids will this work with?
Well, this is interesting because I have people, Betty, all the time that tell me, well, I can see where that works with the ankle biters, the little ones. And but how could it ever work with a 17-year-old? The 17-year-old kid who says to his parents today, I mean, the things that a 17-year-old will say to their mother or dad, I mean, they'll four-letter word them. I mean, it's amazing what kids will say.
Excuse me, but I can't even imagine that. See, because number one, I wouldn't put up with it. It wouldn't happen in our home.
But parents do put up with it. That's the tragedy of it. But, I just tell
the parents have taught them, likely. School and school kids are definitely teaching them. Everything out in that they're exposed to in the public arena is teaching them. And the media and entertainment is certainly teaching them. But the sad thing is parents haven't taught them anything of the opposite.
That's right. And so you get this kid who's 6'3" tall, and he's grossed out his mom or said something very inappropriate on a Saturday morning. He's looking for the car keys Saturday afternoon to go to the ball game, and he's the big star athlete on the high school team, and he can't find the car keys. And he's going crazy because coach gets mad if he's not there on time. And parents look at him and say, hey, I'm sorry, the car's not going anywhere, neither are you. Yeah, you're going to have a blowout right then and there. But these kind of principles really do work with the older kids. You hit them with a car, not at 45 miles an hour, please, but you use those kinds of things that are important to kids to draw the line that say, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. I start that book off with a little 4-year-old kid who's driving home from preschool. And these kids today, know every...
He's riding, right?
Yeah.
Riding, not driving.
Yeah, riding in the car.
Okay, I'm getting
He's in the back seat.
Oh.
We haven't progressed to letting the 4-year-old drive
I'm just checking, okay.
Yeah, and these kids, I'm telling you, they know every McDonald's. They know every place to get a treat, and the kid wants a treat. Mom says very matter-of-factly, honey, we're not going to get it. We need to get home right now. And the kid has a hissy fit in the back seat. And he tops it off with this, I hate you. Now, the kid's 4 years old. Mom, you pushed 9.5 hours to bring this little sucker into life. and now he hates you? Well, what do you do? I mean, do you pull off the highway, change his name to Isaac, and try to kill him on the spot? Not a good idea. But what this lady does is she follows the advice and have a new kid by Friday. She doesn't say a word. She keeps her mouth shut. She goes home, takes the kid out of the car seat, and goes about her business. Now, kids are creatures of habit. If you don't believe that, try tucking in a young kid tonight and leave out one thing and watch what happens. Mommy, you forgot to rub my cheek with a blankie or whatever. They turn into Judge Judy, and so this kid, he's used to having a snack when he comes home. He makes a run through the kitchen, not a cookie in sight. Well, what does he do? Does he say, well, I guess I'm out of luck? No, he goes and finds, Mommy, where's our cookies? And very matter-of-factly, she says, we're not having cookies today, honey. She turns her back and she walks away. And this is an essential part with young children. And I do this because I want the parent to see something profoundly interesting. Kids don't like it when mom and dad are unhappy about something. They want to get to the bottom of it. So he follows her. Mommy, I don't understand. We always have chocolate chip cookies and milk after school. Once again, she says, honey, we're not having chocolate chip cookies today. She turns her back, walks to another room. Now, he's like an NFL quarterback scrambling for his life. He's going, Mommy, I just don't understand. I never had before. I just don't understand. And now his heart is finally open. His ears are open. And now she levels a little sucker. And she says, honey, I didn't like the way you talked to me in the car. I don't want to hear that out of your mouth ever again. Now, at that point, that 4-year-old kid will have a meltdown, complete with, oh, Mommy, I'm sorry, I said what I said. And
now can I have a cookie?
Well, yeah. But see, that's the dangerous part because this little 4-year-old looks like your dad, ladies. He's adorable. And you can love on him, and if you grew up in Georgia, you can give him your sugar. But watch what that hedonistic little sucker has to say after he gets his act together. Mommy, can I have a cookie now? And the answer is no. And that's what I call giving your child vitamin N. Well, moms, you represent to your sons what women are all about. So there's some basic teaching that goes on here that's got to be healthy. Kids today have it made. Parents today are driven for their kids to be successful at everything.